Oh no, look who's got pie on his face. Me. It is me. I mean, how silly of me, how absolutely stupid of me to think that a post that had the title of a new project in it and said 12 tracks was an album. Completely stupid for me to think that. Absolutely, and of course. Hello wonderful people, Connor Whitmore here again with another video for you on the Nawtystep channel. Yeah, I messed up. I got it wrong. Following the release of news from Marauda a couple of days ago that a new something was gonna drop. It had a title, it had a date, which was yesterday, it had 12 tracks, and silly old me took that to mean that a debut album from Marauda was potentially coming our way. I put that video up yesterday discussing the news, what the album could be like, and then maybe a quarter of an hour later the mix went up. I don't know if the timing of that was purposeful, but if it was, very clever, very well done. I will definitely say that. We have 12 tracks here. I suppose we're going to get maybe a minute of each because it is 12.5 minutes long, this little mixtape, the Faceless, that we are getting right here. Whether in the end these will all be made into full tracks, we do not know quite yet. I mean, it could be the case. This could just be a trailer for an album, I suppose, like a little basement mix Skrillex situation like he did with Quest for Fire. But then it could also be a bit of a Voltage Space Lasers kind of situation where, you know, you might get a couple of tunes here that do become full tracks, but for the vast majority, most of them will not and will just kind of exist within this mixtape situation. A few of you might be sat there thinking, well, Connie, you don't really usually listen to IDs, but I'm making an exception for an artist as big as Marauda, and also because I just want to push yesterday's video just a little bit more under the carpet so that the L I have taken isn't realised more and more. Yeah guys, without any further ado, let us get into this mixtape, mini mix kind of situation. Don't know if any of the tracks that he has put out already this year are going to be included in this mix in a kind of 1 minute form. Could be 12 completely new tunes, IDs, that kind of thing, but yeah, the Faceless, here we go. Okay, strong opening, strong opening. Fucking bow down. Decent, pretty punchy opening. Interesting mix going on there.
No.
I think that snare, you might think, oh, not much depth to it, but I think it suits the idea there very, very well. That mix before though, I'm just like, Okay, the drop idea so far, quite straightforward, quite simple, quite classic Marauda sound. I mean, if you like the classic Marauda sound, which I do, but for me, I'm hoping for a little bit of experimentation in parts here and there as well. Going for the same kind of structure and layout for the most part, these bits of heaviness so far. Okay. This one's at least got a little bit like, the percussion gives it a different feel. It's got those growls in the background. Bit more energy as well. I mentioned that in the video yesterday. Just a bit of a quicker tempo, a little bit quicker paced, just more in your face. I think we got that there, providing a little bit of difference.
Stop acting like a serious fam. Fuck off.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's definitely my favourite part so far. Those weird, twangy, metallic sounds. Just had a bit more of a staggered as opposed to like wham, 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 wham. Relentless is just fucking one after another. Well, it is a mix. Still using the Mastodon sample, gotta love it. Dubstep heritage. This is dubstep heritage. Yeah. Yeah. I was a fan of that. That was probably, well, it's definitely one of my favourite drops. Again, that one, whole show. That's the one. That's the one. That's the one. Fuck it up. Okay, yeah, gonna do a little bit of a rewind on that one. My selector. Mate. That's one of his best drops from the last couple of years or few years, genuinely. That has got everything. Man, the sound usage, the riveting, just incessant approach, just fucking whacking you in the face. Oh my god, that is good. Let's keep going. Man, it's getting better as it goes on, this mix, not gonna lie. Happy to hear a bit of this as well. Re-engaging with the metal roots that have pervaded and kind of permeated his tracks for quite a while now. And he's integrated that style of music really well. Mate, that's fucking sick. Maybe a little bit muddy sounding, but it is an ID, so obviously there's time and space for refining it, but generally this just is fucking gnarly. That is like everything that I want, pretty much. Maybe apart from the execution again, how it's like polished off, but in a metal dubstep combo, that is just godly. Good stuff. I love this build so much. One of his best builds. That's what I'm talking about. This is him, like, fucking killing it. Oh. He's killing it. He's killing it. All the charm and the character and the story built up in the build moments. That's what I've kind of realised with his music. Like, with these kind of setups, the heaviness really does follow suit in a big way. In a big way. It's like the evolution of kinda. I hope some of those tracks are made into full cuts because fuck me. Oh my good lord, some of that was fucking sensational. Ending incredibly there because it didn't begin all that well, if I'm being honest. I thought there'd be more of a drawn out introduction. You know, I know it's a mix, I know it's a situation where we're moving quickly from one drop to another, but having a classic drawn out Marauda introduction would have been nice for a big musical project like this one, this mixtape. The first few drops here as well I find quite similar, just that standard stomping, big room tear out dubstep kind of vibe, not that much creativity going on there, similar kind of sound usage, similar kind of structures and layouts of sound, if you will. We also had that weird moment with the first transition which didn't sound all that great, didn't sound properly mixed and stuff like that, but following that it genuinely is just a lot of good. From maybe the kind of 4.5 to 5 minute mark, that was my favourite drop that comes in at that point, and that just injects a much needed bit of kind of energy and infuses it into the mixtape, and from that point it just fucking, it blooms, it blossoms, it becomes something monstrous beyond that as well. I mean, just some of the cleanest production we've heard from him in the last couple of years or so, matched up with very emphatic, hard-hitting ideas with bits of unpredictability that kind of take you off guard a bit. I mean, don't get me wrong, most of these drops here, the layout, the structure when it comes to where everything is placed within these particular IDs, pretty similar. You know, that formula quite similar across the whole thing with the drops we get here, the bits of heaviness, but there are ones that do take you back a bit with, again, little bits of unpredictability, catching you off guard, making it interesting, you know, spicing his sound up a bit. That big heavy metal rock kind of thrasher influence towards the end, which is just fantastic. I love that he's maintaining that presence in his music. It just gives it an extra bite, an extra demonic feel, and really amps up the gnarliness of his music as we get to the close of this mixtape right here. I mean, yeah, the beginning, the opening 3-4 minutes or whatever of the 12.5 we get here, not amazing I don't think, not quite showing him at his best, a little bit run of the mill for him, but the way it picks up, my word. Again, I'm really hoping some of these tracks get made into full cuts because some of these ideas really are just him in full flow, in my opinion, back to his very, very best. There might not be experimentation here per se, we're not seeing him branch out into, you know, genres beyond dubstep really here, but I think there is variety within the usual Marauda dubstep style. You get stuff that's a bit more drawn out, you get stuff where it's a bit quicker, again something I touched on in yesterday's video, just different kinds of energy basically, with the BPM remaining quite similar across the whole mixtape. And then beyond that we also got a couple of refashionings of old Marauda tracks, old classics of his, so yeah, just little things to pique your interest and keep your attention across the whole thing as it goes on. Again, a mix that for me doesn't start all that well but really picks up in that middle point and just kind of continually gets better as it reaches its 12.5 minute mark and the end. So yeah guys, those are my thoughts on this new Marauda mixtape, or mini mix, whatever you want to call it, the Faceless. I hope you enjoyed the video, thank you very much for watching. What are you guys making of this mixtape? The mix itself, but also are you kind of let down about it not being an album? Are you still hopeful that it could be an album like me so that the pie doesn't remain on my face? Yeah, drop all your thoughts on the mix itself, what you think this means for Marauda and this project going forward in the comment section down below. If you did enjoy the video, please do give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. My social media accounts are linked in the description, as well as my Patreon if you want to help support the channel and get a load of exclusive content for a small fee every month. But beyond that, again, thank you for watching, and I shall see all of you in the next one, whatever that might be. Keep it naughty until then. Peace.